Veterans Day is a time to honor service and sacrifice. I'm Jason Harper, and you're watching our Veterans Voices special. For some veterans, the hardest battles aren't fought on the front lines. They're fought quietly every day in their minds. Former Green Beret Nick O'Kelly knows that struggle firsthand, and now he's using his story to break the stigma around mental health. 2,000 feet high in the sky, Green Beret and Black Hawk pilot Nick O'Kelly has soared where so many wish they could. Yet he wanted nothing more than to be 6 feet under.
Multiple times per flight, and we would fly for 5, 6, 8, even up to 8 hours a day. I would just, every time I would look out, it was just, that's your solution.
Nick served nearly 13 years in Special Forces.
Not to brag, but I'm a Green Beret and a Night Stalker 160th pilot, you know? Like, I've proven that I'm not a weak human being.
That's years of pressure, deployments, and living in a constant mission mindset.
I think the adrenaline, the focus, whatever you want to call it, like allows you to tunnel vision on the mission and whatever you're doing in that moment and kind of block everything else out.
His work led him to be one of the most elite soldiers the U.S. military had to offer.
That was kind of cool.
It also led him to be one of the 12% of veterans living with depression, a number likely much higher.
I told you I went down a deep, dark path, right? That lasted for 5 to 6 years. Like, I was just a zombie. I'm lucky that I made it through. I'm lucky that I'm not one of those statistics. But all the stigmas associated with speaking up about mental health is what kept me trapped for so long.
For as alone as Nick may have felt, he had responsibilities outside of the uniform as both a husband and a father. But Nick wasn't the only one fighting. His wife, Allie, also a veteran, faced what she calls her own darkness.
I still do deal with anxiety, I dealt with depression. And while he was going through all his, I was dealing with it too.
Those struggles coming at what should have been a high point in her life, just 6 weeks after the birth of her son, heading back to work and leaving him in the arms of a stranger.
He's a newborn baby and I should have been home with him. But instead I put on my boots, put on my uniform, and went to work at a place that I didn't really like. Like, it was dark and hard, and I cried.
And as the struggles of new life come, so do the heartbreaks of the loss of those closest to us. For Nick, the reminders of that are as close as the bracelet around his wrist.
When I'm in the gym, or when I'm doing something that sucks, right, and I don't want to do, or when I'm coaching my son's baseball team and he makes an error, right, and I want to yell at him. If I have this bracelet on and I notice that I'm wearing it, I just, every time, and I'm going to try not to get emotional.
That bracelet bears the name of Chief Warrant Officer Shane Barnes. He was a friend and fellow soldier who didn't make it home, killed during a training exercise over the Mediterranean Sea.
I just think about Shane, and he has 2 kids, and just think about how grateful he would be to be in that situation, right? How grateful that he would be to be at the gym and have the opportunity to do one more rep, you know? So, yeah, that's why I wear it, man. It matters. It matters to carry his memory and honor him in that way through it.
Both Allie and Nick are continuing their fight, just on a new battlefield, to take on the stigma that plagues those that serve.
If those change, all those people that take that action are now going to be okay with not being okay.
We all struggle. We all need help. It's just, we gotta speak up.
It's why Nick and Allie speak out for themselves and for the ones who can't. A bond that keeps them close as they take on their next mission.
I love him. He's my best friend, and I've never stopped loving him. And he's definitely my rock, so I thank him for that.
Nick's book, Stigma, is now available. He's known around the lanes not just for his strike count, but for his spirit. Queen City News anchor Julian Sador introduces us to a veteran who proves that even from a wheelchair, you can still lift others up.
I see people like Buck.
Go Army!
Who get out here every day and put a smile on other people's face. And yeah, Buck's my hero. He's my hero.
Inside of Woodleaf Lanes in Salisbury, you'll find laughter, competition, and a whole lot of camaraderie. For veterans who come here every week, it's more than bowling, it's belonging.
5, 7, 8. 9.
And at the center of it all is veteran Air Force Sergeant Clarence M. Keziah Jr., but known to everyone simply as Buck.
Oh, Buck's my best friend.
I'm in the game now.
To everyone here, Buck is more than a bowler. He's a reminder of resilience. He lost both of his legs to diabetes, but he never lost his drive to keep moving forward.
The hero part, I really don't consider myself a hero. I do what I do and enjoy it. To know I influenced other people, that really touches me. Knowing that somebody got inspired. I've had several people even ask, I know a guy that's in a wheelchair. I need to bring him up here and let him see you bowling.
That determination is something everyone around him not only notices, they respect.
What really makes you understand it is he is a hero. 3 years ago, he let me sit in his wheelchair and try to throw a ball. You guys would not believe how hard that is. I hit the side of his wheels every single time. So Buck is a hero to a lot of people here.
So frame by frame, pin by pin, Buck doesn't just bowl, he inspires. He's proof that the fight doesn't end when the uniform comes off or when life throws a curveball.
Just because you're stuck in a chair, it don't mean you have to sit still. It's got wheels on it.
Because for Buck and the other veterans who share the lanes, showing up isn't just who they are, it's who they're sworn to be.
You take that oath to the Constitution that you just laying everything on the line. It could be you be next. I think a lot of them don't think you just go in there and put on a uniform, walk around.
It's truly a brother and sisterhood, and we love each and every one of them. It's about camaraderie, the esprit de corps. It's about being together. We're here bowling in teams against each other, but we're really bowling with each other. And it really is a sense of pride.
That's why, in the end, the number of strikes and spares really don't matter for Buck, because the perfect 300 for him is just showing up.
Go Air Force. Aim high.
One of the many sacrifices veterans make while serving is time away from family. That includes birthdays, weddings, and holidays. Our Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young introduces us to one veteran who's hoping to make those celebrations they are here for a little sweeter.
Sounds are powerful. They can fill the air before a story even begins. And this one needs no introduction.
So many people love popcorn, or they know somebody who does, all ages.
For many, it's nostalgia, and others, a constant craving.
I love popcorn. I eat popcorn breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I used to send my husband all over to get popcorn for me. And one day he came home and he's like, babe, I have this amazing idea. We should start a popcorn store. It's gonna be easy. I'm like, babe, really? And he's like, yes. And I said, okay, well, let's think about it.
I am standing in popcorn headquarters. We move kernels by the kilo.
From a strong love for popcorn to an enthusiastic business pitch that eventually became a reality. 4 years ago, the husband and wife opened their popcorn shop in Concord.
We're gonna have savory, sweet, and special.
Selling over 200 different kinds of popcorn.
Lemon pound cake, red velvet, cookies and cream, key lime pie. We have Nashville hot chicken, salt and vinegar, cheddar jalapeno. It's fun. It's fun. We got the garlic breadsticks, taste just like the ones from Olive Garden.
Everything here has a label: buffalo, green apple, beer cheese, but the door has one too. And behind it, a story most people don't expect.
So a lot of people will come in the store and they say, hey, we hear it's veteran owned. Who's the veteran? And sometimes they'll look at my husband and be like, is it you? And he's like, no, it's her.
Tavia Jackson joined the Marine Corps in 1999.
I went to the office and I said, I want to be a Marine. I want to be a part of the most challenging branch of the military. I want to be a part of the few, the proud, and the brave, and as a woman, even fewer.
While no longer on active duty, The sign on her door prompts plenty of thank yous,
And I'll try not to be emotional.
often from other veterans.
But when I tell veterans thank you for your service, it's thank you for all the days that you were away from your family. The loneliness, all the meals you missed, all the celebrations that you missed. It's such a sacrifice.
While she can't bring back those memories, through her popcorn, she hopes to help make new ones, one flavor, even the unexpected ones, at a time.
So I'm a very happy person and a joyful person, and to get to have an opportunity to share that with people through the venue of popcorn, it fit the temperament, it fit my heart, and this is a great opportunity to do so.
Reporting in Concord, Taylor Young, Queen City News.
It's a tradition by veterans for veterans. Coming up, how the Gaston County Honor Guard is hoping to keep its mission going for generations to come. You're watching Veterans Voices, a special right here on Queen City News. Meet Parker David Robbins, born in Bertie County, North Carolina in 1834. He was a free man of multiracial descent who fought for the Union in the Civil War, rising all the way to the rank of Sergeant Major, the highest non-commissioned officer rank in the regiment he fought in. After that, he'd go to be one of 15 African Americans elected to North Carolina's Constitutional Convention and become a political leader in the state. Queen City News honors veteran voices beyond the uniform. Welcome back to our Queen City News Veterans Voices special. For years, a devoted group of local veterans has paid respects to servicemen and women who have passed. But many in the Gaston County Honor Guard fear they'll soon be too old to continue their meaningful mission. Queen City News reporter John Lee has the story.
At Gaston Memorial Park, the flags wave in the breeze.
Here, Don, you want one?
That's where the Gaston County Honor Guard bears arms for a somber salute.
Here we go, dry run, detail. Attach, hut.
They mark the passing of a hero.
Port, huh. Feet together.
Most of the Honor Guardsmen are now in their 80s. That's why Assistant Commander Roy Sleeper calls for reinforcements.
We're all getting too old, and most of them are Vietnam-era veterans. And so that's why we need some new blood coming in.
Prepare to fire volley 3 in memory of a departed comrade. Ready. Aim. Hup! It's going to be loud. Huh.
The Guard has attended close to 1,800 military funerals since 2011.
We're very honored to do a World War II veteran today.
Navy veteran Robert Barnhill of Cramerton was laid to rest Friday. He was 97.
Servant of his family, also a servant of this country.
Hunter Heavener is Mr. Barnhill's grandson.
Service to others was part of the core aspect of his personality. He really took that seriously.
Honor Guard, hut.
They can't help but reflect on their own mortality.
Huh.
Korean War veteran Glenn Wilson is almost 88 and as devoted to the Honor Guard as ever.
It's an honor and a privilege. It's not bragging rights, sir.
Ready. Aim.
34 active members
Aim. Hop.
give comfort to grieving families.
Aim. Hop.
It's deeply meaningful and impactful in knowing that there's a camaraderie there, even amongst people that didn't even know him.
It's a heritage we have just being in the services. The other veterans, they deserve these rights.
If you hear the taps and it don't do something to you, I don't think you're American, or you're not a true American.
We think about our own service and how we've done it and how we hope that somebody's going to be around to fire the volley, fold our flag, and do taps with us.
On behalf of the President of the United States,
I know it means a lot to our entire family.
Mark.
Like all of us, their age advances.
You're here to represent Gaston County Honor Guard.
But their patriotism is timeless.
We do a final salute for our fallen comrade.
One more way to serve their nation with honor. In Gastonia, John Lee, Queen City News.
Queen City News honors our nation's veterans. We're looking back at a hero from World War II. Coming up, his emotional reunion with the tank he says saved his life.
Meet West Ray Battle Boyce Long. Born in 1901 in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, she'd served the director of the Women's Army Corps and become the Army's first female recipient of the Legion of Merit. In the summer of 1942, she'd serve under General Eisenhower in North Africa before transferring to the War Department in May of 1945. Queen City News honors veteran voices beyond the uniform.
Without them, there is no us. Beneath the cover of trees in West Charlotte, there's an African-American cemetery that leaves many wanting to know more. For about 50 years, the cemetery was all but forgotten, including the veterans buried there. While strides have been made, one family says more improvements are needed to give the site the respect it deserves. Cedar Grove is the forever resting place of Thomas McNabb, who served in the Navy and was a World War II veteran. He died more than 50 years ago. Established in the late 1800s, hundreds are buried at Cedar Grove, including veterans. The site was neglected for decades. Volunteers, including many vets, helped restore the site that was once inaccessible because of brush, trash, and debris. While strides have been made to clean up the cemetery, families of the deceased say more improvements are needed to give the site the respect it deserves.
I've been all over this city. I've never seen a cemetery unkept. That's just me. I haven't. And I was wondering what happened with this one.
When we came out here, there was so much overgrowth that we could only find 11 soldiers and sailors that were interred here. As we finished this work out, there wound up being 20.
But the neglected stones, the stones where we don't even have the person's name to remember them, and then there's beauty in the other stones that are here that we can study and learn about the history and try to tell their story.
Every bag of debris that volunteers fill helps clear the way for families to pay their respects. It's that respect that is precisely what keeps the volunteers coming back. An emotional reunion between a World War II veteran and the tank he drove during his battles. As Maddie Biertemple shows us, it was part of a special ceremony for the Marine Corps 80 years after Japan's surrender.
I wouldn't be here today. We had made it.
100-year-old Corporal Leighton Wilhite saw for the first time in 80 years the tank he drove at Iwo Jima.
It's amazing. I never thought I'd ever see the tank again. Really, to me, that tank was my life.
Wilhite helped the U.S. capture the Japanese island and rescued fellow Marines under fire in the process. He earned the Bronze Star with Valor.
We were able to accomplish what we were out to do, and I was grateful for that. But you see, I was only 18 years old and scared.
Wilhite watched as Marines raised the Stars and Stripes on Mount Suribachi in what's now become an iconic image from World War II, and one that he was almost a part of.
I said, I'll help you. And he said, well, I got my buddies here. And I said, well, let them do it.
Connecting Wilhite with the tank, though, was a process.
This tank behind me is named Lucky. It's one of the only 6 identified Iwo Jima Sherman tanks in World War II. After Iwo Jima was secured, the tank returned to Hawaii to be converted to a flamethrower tank, but the Japanese surrendered before it could ever return to combat.
And eventually came to the East Coast, to Camp Lejeune, where ultimately she was pushed off into the woods at one point and left there.
Jonathan Bernstein is the National Museum of the Marine Corps' curator. He identified the tank, then found interviews online with Wilhite talking about his tank commander.
That was sort of the last piece that we needed. Wilhite was the tank's driver.
Connecting a specific tank with a specific crew, Bernstein says, is a challenge. But one worth doing.
The fact is that, they saved the world. Had the United States and its allies not stepped up and fought fascism and militarism, around the globe, the world would be a very different place.
Reporting in Dumfries, Virginia, Maddie Biertemple.
Meet Almira Watson, born in 1917 in Hyde County. She would move to Pitt County when she was young. Watson would be one of the first nurses to work in military conditions over her 23-year career. She was stationed at Fort Bragg in the Philippines and Japan during World War II, eventually being stationed for a time at Walter Reed after the war. She would retire in 1963 with the rank of Major. Queen City News honors veteran voices beyond the uniform.
Before we go, we want to take a moment to say thank you to those that serve, those that risk everything, and those that selflessly and tirelessly go above and beyond to keep us safe. To my dad, Lieutenant Colonel Jack Harper, and to all of our veterans, thank you. And thank you for watching our Veterans Voices special.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.